Good morning. It's November 10th. I happen to be downtown. It's just starting to get light. It was a little darker when I started. I was hoping it might be a little darker yet when I started, but it took me a few minutes to get set up. So, yeah, we're going to walk down here today. Actually, we'll start by going down to Saskatchewan Drive and then walking that direction. So, that's Casino Regina over there, former train station. That's a guy who wasn't paying attention to whether I was about to step off the walk or not. You got to be careful at this time of the morning. Pedestrians kind of fade into the woodwork. Still pretty busy, people going to work and stuff. This is the Delta Hotel here, and there seems to be some sort of event going on, because I saw a whole bunch of people walking in that way just a minute ago, into the lobby there. Again, there's the casino over there. It did rain a little bit last night, and there's some rain and snow headed our way today, so tonight anyway. So it might be snowy tomorrow. We'll see when I do my walk. Tomorrow is, of course, Remembrance Day. My plan here is to go all the way to Broad, walk down to Victoria, and then come back and forth between Broad and Victoria. Between Saskatchewan Drive and Victoria. Underground parking. Or not underground, but parking. It is cloudy, so it'll take it a little while for it to warm up here, or brighten up here, I should say. Should adjust my microphone there a little bit. Over here's what used to be the bus station, but it's not anymore. I don't know what they're putting in there. We don't have bus service anymore. Provincial bus service. There is bus service, but not a provincial Crown Corporation, which is what we had for a long time. This is a Wyndham Hotel here. So yeah, we had this wonderful bus station and head office for Saskatchewan Transportation Corporation, but it's not there anymore. Now walking south on Broad. It's one of the main north-south roads, so it'll have lots of traffic on it. There's a crane over there, so they're clearly doing something to the old bus station. Gotta watch out for puddles. I do like the fact that it rained last night, because the light on the wet pavement and sidewalks makes it more interesting this morning for this walk. It's a very large Tim Hortons here. Downtown is down there, and we'll be going back and forth through it as I do this walk. Straight down there is sort of the heart of downtown. Here's your one-stop love shop. Won't be going in there with the camera, or at any time. It's been there forever, this place. Cell phone repair. Fortunately, mine seems to be working properly. Regina Kebab House. I don't think it's open. That's been several things. I remember going there when it was called, what was it called? But it was like a Cajun restaurant. Night for my stag, I guess. Me and my groomsmen. We went there for dinner. Saigon by night. Vietnamese restaurant. This side abroad is always kind of sad. It's never really picked up. That used to be a liquor store there, but it's closed now. Another empty one over here, I think. Another view towards downtown there. Hopefully I hit the light here. And the light don't get hit by something else. It's funny, yesterday's walk up in north of 4th and east of Broad, I had passed somebody walking a dog, and there's a comment this morning on the YouTube channel. Nice to see you in our neighborhood. Thanks for the compliment on my dog. So that's why I want to be nice when I'm doing these things. Another hotel, Doubletree by Hilton. There used to be a pub in here, but not now. Oh, what's in there? Well, offices, obviously. This is Victoria up here. We'll go over one block and then walk north. That's the plan for today. It'll get lighter and lighter as we do so. It always looks lighter on the phone than it does to the naked eye. This is also a hotel on my right. I think it's a Ramada. We'll find out in a minute. Victoria and Broad. So down Victoria here. Yes, it's a Ramada. It's a rooftop restaurant. It's called the Rooftop Restaurant over there, but I've never been on the roof. I've only eaten in the lower part. Motherwell building over there, which now has condos in it. We will go to our right now. At some point I'll cross the street. Century Plaza over there used to be the Bay. When I first moved to Regina, I think it was still the Bay. Certainly in the 80s it was the Bay. The bay is now in the Cornwall Centre shopping mall. Radio stations in there. Among other things. Harvard Communications. Oh, there was a step down there I did not see. The ever-present hazard of walking while not looking at your feet. We'll cross here. CKRM, Play 92, and The Wolf. That's what's in there. Railroad station wise. I mean, radio station, not railroad station. Go back. Somewhere over there the sun is up or about to come up. Parking along here. My cardiologist used to be in that building, but he's not anymore. Well, he's not even, he's not dead, but he's retired. So I don't think there's doctor's offices in there anymore, not sure. Here's one of our favorite Chinese restaurants, Peking House. Often eaten there or ordered from there. This is a hotel rising above me. I think it's a Holiday Inn Express now. It's been various things. It says there's a tattoo and piercings place in there, but I don't know if it really is now or not. Star Anise Grill. Never eaten here. Don't know anything about them. And the Alvin Hamilton building, which is a federal government building as we look downtown again. You can already tell that the traffic has thinned out. It must be past 8 o'clock, yeah, 10 after 8, so most people have made it to their offices, and now it doesn't seem busy down here at all. Alvin Hamilton building. This block was where Old City Hall was. I never saw it. I've seen pictures. Grand old structure, but apparently it had serious issues and they tore it down rather than renovate it. And then it was a mall, this building, called the Galleria. That was still going when I moved up here, but it went under. And then they turned it into their federal office building. So now we're walking toward the train station again, Casino Regina. Next street will be Hamilton when we turn the other way. We'll slowly lose this nice lighting, but for now it's still kind of nice. Big parkade, and then there's a above street walkway you can walk over to the hotel here, the Delta, which I'm about to walk by the front of again, even though I already did that once, just because of the way I started. I guess I could have skipped a block. Might have made more sense. No point in turning around now. I'll be repeating myself whichever way I go. There was still a train station when I got here in the 80s, but it wasn't for too much longer before they did away with the trains that came through Regina, passenger trains. It was empty for a while. I performed an opera in there, actually. That would have been in 94, I think. Merry Wives of Windsor, yeah, 94. Prairie Opera was doing. And sometime after that, it became Casino Regina. The show lounge is over there. Right, now we'll go down Hamilton. Might as well cross the street while I can. See, there's a skywalk up there too that takes you over to the casino. So how long have I been going here? Not even 20 minutes. You'll recognize this as where I started. Well, not that anybody seems to be there this morning. Nobody has said hello. It's the time changed when people are likely to be on here. Our time didn't change, but everybody else's did. My West Coast friends are now 2 hours different. My East Coast friends are now 1 hour different. Newfoundland's only 2.5 hours different now instead of 3.5 like it was when we visited it. Never been in that restaurant, I don't think. It's been there a long time. Or at least there's been a restaurant there. I don't know if it's always been the same one. It's the Alvin Hamilton building from this side. Coming up next is the Royal Bank main branch, where I do most of my banking. The Royal Bank building, right here. I don't know what that building's called, but oh good. We should catch this light if I don't dilly-dally. So here's the Royal Bank. CIBC on the other corner. Hong Kong Bank over there, HSBC. Used to be a Scotiabank on the other corner, but it's moved. This is, as it says, the FCC Tower, Farm Credit Corporation. There's the lobby. Another Skyway. Jessica Bridal and Colin O'Brien over there is a place I often buy clothes. There's a nice coffee shop here called Green Spot. There it is. Lancaster over there is a restaurant pub. Another lobby. So this is new along here from just a few years ago. That's the old Leader building. The Leader Post newspaper was in there for many years. More dress shops. bank, Canadian Western Bank in here. This is Hill Tower 3 to my right. There's the lobby. That's Scotiabank over there, and that's where Harvard Broadcasting is that I talked about earlier. And here's the TD over here. So, Century Plaza, Scotiabank, TD Bank. They have the whole building. Prairie Donaire. Not even sure what a donaire is, but that's where you can get one. This building's empty if you need a downtown building. FYI, doctors, this is where I get my glasses and contacts. In there. Used to be a Subway over there, but I don't think it is anymore. It's a very good Thai restaurant here, Siam. In here. Much to see, but the Rice Guy restaurant, that's been several things. Spa. This old building over here was a florist shop for a long time. Now it's Victoria's Tavern. Originally, what does it say? Trust and Loan Company of Canada. There's a new restaurant in here, a new ramen restaurant. Pre-pandemic, there was a Korean restaurant in there, but it didn't. I think the pandemic killed it. Now there's a ramen restaurant in there. Over here is Brewed Awakening, where I've often come and sat and written, but haven't done it for a while. In there, Brewed Awakening. Sass Power building, still mostly hidden behind scaffolding, so it's slowly coming down. Edward Tower, lobby. Green City Cakes. Now we'll go up Scarth. We won't go as far because it's intercepted by Cornwall Centre. Hotel Saskatchewan over there. Now a Marriott. And still nobody has said hi this morning. It's been a lonely walk. We'll go, this is the old federal building here to the right. It has a nice Art Deco design and entrance. I like that building. Victoria Park over there with the cenotaph in it, where the Remembrance Day ceremonies will be tomorrow. You can see it's all set up for that, actually. Little alley artwork here by the Copper Kettle. It's a restaurant that's been there a long time. O'Hanlon's next to it is an Irish pub. This has been a few things. It was a sushi place. Now it's a poutineery, it says. So I haven't tried their poutine. Little liquor store next to that. And then this is, well, it was the Crown Life building originally. I guess it's, what, Great West Life? But it was built when Crown Life moved its headquarters here from Toronto in the 80s, which was quite the thing. And then we got the original Twin Towers coming up, one on the left, one on the right. They kind of match. Old Canada Life. Not Great West Life. One of the Twin Towers. Oh, the lights have gone off. I was hoping I might catch them still on, but they've gone off as it gets lighter. We have lightsabers, you see, colored lightsabers on this part of the street. At least that's what they look like to me. And then there's Tower 2 and Tower 3 next to it. pizza thing down at the bottom, Famosa, pretty good. My daughter and I have gone there many times. This is the Scar Street Mall, which is a pedestrian mall. No vehicles allowed. With the sculpture by Joe Fafard representing the pile of bones heritage of Regina. Hill Center 2 lobby. Good Earth Coffee House next to that. You can still see inside these places, which is kind of nice. Then on a cold winter's day, you can walk inside down the whole length. And the businesses in here open up on the other side of that hallway. This was an Italian restaurant, Taste of Tuscany, but now it's also Indian. Authentic Italian and East Indian cuisine. Talk about your fusion. Peter Queen. Stella and Sway Boutique, I think it's closed. Madame Yes. Cornwall Optical. Neutral Ground is on this side now. It used to be on the other side. And somewhere up there is the Regina Plains Museum. Up there, in these old buildings. Other stuff over here. Dots, another bank, Bank of Montreal. This is the Prince Edward building. It's home to the Globe Theatre, and it's undergoing major renovations, like $27 million worth of renovations. And I think they're going to name it after the main donor. But anyway, there they are. It was originally the post office, and then it was City Hall for a while. I don't know exactly when Globe moved in there. They already did one major renovation because we sponsored seats, which I suspect are gone now. Oh, for some reason the gimbal said, "Oh, you want to point that way, huh? You don't want me to come back." No, I do want you to come back. That's better. Again, that's where Hudson's Bay is now. And the towel one past it is Saskatchewan Government Insurance, SGI. That old building was a bank. Now it's where Regina Transit hangs out. And this used to be the main bus area, but they've moved that back a ways up the street. You don't see as many buses here as you used to. All right, now we'll go down Cornwall. A great restaurant in here, Avenue. One of the ones run by Dale McKay, the first winner of Top Chef Canada. Speaking of the Remembrance Day, this is Royal Canadian Legion Branch number 1. Arcade to my left, so that's why I wasn't paying too much attention to it. The municipality of Sherwood is in that old building there. I'll go ahead and cross because and I can look back at this building. They were debating a demolition permit for this building last night, and I don't know how that turned out. This one here, the old Burns-Hanley building. But among other things, well, 2 things. When I wrote The Music Shop, I pictured it being in this building. That musical, or Play with Music, is on my YouTube channel if you want to look. But also, apparently, after he was hung, this is where Louis Riel's body was kept. I didn't really know that till last night when I was reading about debating the demolition permit. Bank of Canada building to my right. I'll go through the park. This is called City Plaza, I guess, or something boring like that. This is where the farmer's market is when it's outdoors, but it's now moved indoors. And other things are held here. See, it has public art of a sort. There's a puddle here. It's a cenotaph. They've got it set up for tomorrow's Remembrance Day ceremonies with these racks here to put wreaths on tomorrow. So Victoria Park, centered by the cenotaph here. Most recent edition. The original side. There should be a statue of John A. Macdonald down here, but it was taken down because of people who are incapable of nuance when it comes to looking at the past. I don't have much use for statue destroyers. That's the land titles building over there. Or was the land titles building. Among other things, that's where Saskatchewan Sports Hall of Fame is. First Baptist Church, Balfour Apartments, which I've walked by many times. This street up here is basically where well, in Cornwall too, but right along here is where the tornado came through back in 1912. Devastated the city. Heavily damaged the church here, which doesn't look like it did before the tornado. It was rebuilt. Knox Metropolitan United Church, which I've sung in many times and been to many a concert at. I'll stay on this side just because it's easier to point at the building. Next one there is the Masonic Temple, originally. That's the back of the Canada Revenue Building with City Hall beyond it. And here's City Victoria Park again. Masonic Temple. Looking back to the cenotaph from this side. Here's the library. They'd like to build a new one. It's kind of a cool building, but it is rather small. Back when I was writer in residence in 2011, 2012, I think, here. I was here every day in my office. Every Wednesday, I was here in my office. Every week, I should say. Every Wednesday between... Well, whenever the library opened, and then I was there until 9 o'clock, I think, I was available. Depended on whether I had appointments or not. I didn't have to sit there if I didn't have an appointment. Another lovely old building over there that I like quite a lot. Both of these are nice. And up another one. So looking down City Plaza. Again, it's too bad the lightsabers aren't on. This is a Sastel building over here. A lot of switching equipment. This is the Administration Center for Sports, Culture, Recreation Annex is what it is now. Don't know what it was built as, some sort of government building. It's getting quite warm, so I should not have worn my jacket, perhaps. Regina Public School Board. It says on it, but their actual building I was closer to yesterday. Nice look at the gold windows of SGI there. Another old office building in front of us. Must be 100 years old now. Story and Van Egmond were the architectural firm that did a lot of these older buildings that are still left downtown. SGI says right on the building, so it's easy to identify. I like the colors this morning with the gray sky. As the light is coming up, I've lost some of the cool lighting effects, but the gray sky still somehow seems to make the colors pop out more. I don't know why. Different kind of contrast, I guess. We're downtown for this end now. Writers Guild used to be in that building, I think, at one point. It's been several places since I've lived in Regina, although it's been where it is now, out on 7th, for a long time. When I first moved here, there was a sort of pasta place here called Prosciutto's, which we went to a few times and used to enjoy, and it's in my book, Historic Walks of Regina and Moose Jaw. So it was kind of a historic building. Now, it's a parking lot. So is that. There would have been old buildings all along here sometime, but these are all parking lots now. That's for the mall. Saskatchewan parking lot is over here for their big office building. Main office, which is also in Cornwall Center. Because I didn't come up Cornwall, we didn't really see it, but that's the main post office there. Ironically, with the perolator truck in front of it. There you go, main post office. See, told you it was a Saskatchewan parking. That's where my wife parks when she arrives to work. Railroad tracks are right there, as you'd expect, with the casino back there having been the train station at one point. Used to be walking this way, you'd see Taylor Field in front of you, but it's gone now. Instead, a little further on, you see that white dome, which is Mosaic Stadium. Taylor Field would have been about there. The shoelaces are getting loose, but hopefully they hang in there, because it's really awkward trying to tie your shoe when you're carrying a gimbal. More radio stations here. So I think this will do it. I'll go down, I'll come back up, and then I won't go all the way to Albert because of where this will work out. So I'll go back down to Victoria, come back up on the other side of this parking lot, and then walk straight down Saskatchewan Drive to get back to the car. And that will be my morning's walk here, which nobody has indicated they're watching live, which is unusual. So if you're there, say hi. Merchant Law Group is in here too. Métis Nation of Saskatchewan. Back on 11th again. Vintage Vinyl and Hemp Emporium. looks like I can jaywalk here. Clothing store here my daughter likes. A few other things down there in this old building. Vintage vinyl. One of the courthouses, this is the provincial court here. And when we get down onto Victoria, we'll walk by another courthouse. It's the back of it's kind of assisted living space primarily, that we will see the front of momentarily. And over there is St. Paul's Anglican Cathedral, back of. China Open Door Society welcomes immigrants. Oh, it's a lovely birch tree. I don't actually see a lot of those around downtown. I see a lot of them in the forests of southern Saskatchewan. We do have some. Moose Mountain Provincial Park, which played a good role in my Shards of Excalibur series. It has birch trees and forests. China Housing Authority in here. And here's Dunning Place, provincial government building. Again, nice one. And across we go again. This is kind of the main bus staging area now. A little further down the street than it used to be, and on a different street than it used to be. So this will take us, this is the City Hall parkade to my left. And this is the backside of Regina Public Library. I used to park in there during that one year I worked at the 6 months I worked as a communications officer for the City of Regina, Revenue Canada. My office was up there on the 15th floor of 17. Mayor's office is on the very top. Very forbidding looking building. It's like, don't mess with us, buddy. We're the tax people. So one more time around, back up to Saskatchewan Drive and then straight back to the car. Here's the plan. There's the Balfour Apartments over there. It was North Canadian Orioles building. I don't know if it still is. This is the front of City Hall here. And there's the other courthouse. Municipal courthouse, I guess. In front of City Hall, with its I Love Regina sign with the old logo that still only shows 2 towers downtown. Now there's 3. Sometimes there's a fountain there. Courthouse takes up the whole block on that side. That law firm building over there used to be Salvation Army Church. And my publisher of the aforementioned Shards of Excalibur books, Cato Books, used to be in that little building there, but they went bankrupt. Fresh and Sweet, where my daughter had lunch with friends earlier this week. Back along this side of City Hall. We have a nice plaza in front. This is the YWCA over here. Hey, there's somebody. First person to check in. Trying to get where I can see it. Arjun, I guess. Been going for a while. When I started, it was much darker. I'll be done in about 15 minutes here, maybe 10. Walking downtown today. City Hall to my right. This is the parking lot to City Hall, actually. Cancer Society over there, it looks like. Right there. Medical clinic over there. Again, this is St. Paul's Anglican Cathedral, one of the oldest buildings downtown. One of the oldest buildings in the city that's still left. Certainly the oldest church. This is where all the buses hang out, as I said before. I've sung in here and been to various functions at St. Paul's here. Very old-fashioned church. And then it has a much newer extension here on this end. Fellowship Hall, I guess you'd call it. That one with the buses, fortunately, is not very busy. Saskatchewan Realtors Association. Chiropractic. And here's the front of this. I don't remember what was here before. But now it's this huge apartment building. Poppies in the windows for Remembrance Day. It's their dining room just the other side there, it looks like. This is an assisted living, so the kind of place where you can have meals as part of your rent. Saskatchewan Writers Guild used to be in that building too. It's just an office building. And the Empire Hotel up there is the... I have never been in the Empire Hotel. It has a reputation, let's say. Not a good one. Looking downtown again. Oh, come on, you. Martin up. There we go, looking downtown. I should look at my settings for the gimbal. It seems to be on some sort of follow setting. Coldest beer, wine, liquor, it says. But yeah, I suppose it has rooms, but not a place I would want to live. All right, now we're coming back to Saskatchewan Drive. This is where some of the radio stations are, as I mentioned. Don't tell the kids, but I portrayed Santa Claus here, one of these radio stations on a phone-in show. I was his helper. I answered the phone for him and answered the questions as he would have answered. I think that's the way to say it. Oh, this is rougher than I thought. It has rocks in it that you can easily trip over. I wondered why my feet were catching on something. But I like the reflection here. So be careful I don't trip and make this a faceplant video as opposed to a Facebook one. Oh, I've told that joke so many times since I started doing this walk. I can also twist my ankle on these things. So, I won't walk along here again, but the reflection was cool enough. I'm glad I did it once. Again, that's the Saskatchewan Parkade in front of us. Railroad tracks. There's the main post office that I pointed out earlier. We'll walk right in front of it now as I go down Saskatchewan Drive here. One of the oldest streets, and that's why it's not very straight. It's whatever originally formed, I think, is why it's curved like this. It does look to me like I'm quite tilted this morning on the gimbal, but I haven't figured out how to fix that. Maybe related to having extra weight on one end of the phone with the microphone receiver there. I hear the sound of a train crossing. It's very quiet right now after everybody having made it to work. It was very busy when I started, right at 8 o'clock, but it settled down quickly as you got past 8 o'clock. And this is the Cornwall Centre Parkade for the mall. We'd actually go in there and walk, but not very exciting. If you like cars, even then, not very exciting cars. There's the post office, a little closer. I don't think it's a very attractive building. I really hate that green. It's very 50s. Maybe it looked better when it was new, but it's always looked dingy and not very attractive to me. I suppose they're trying to go for the provincial colors, maybe, which are green and gold. Well, on the flag. Rough Rider colors are green and white. And there's an entrance there to the Cornwall Centre, but not the main one. I'm not sure how security would feel about that, but although this would be the time of day to do it because the mall is open, but there's no the stores won't be open for a little bit. So I guess if you want, I can take a walk through it right now. Sure, why not? If this entrance is open. I still got to get by whatever's happening up front here. Seems to be, I've been working on this for a while. Oh, I'd have to put on a mask and I don't have one, so I guess that takes care of that. Can't do it this morning. It's all right. I think I did it once, maybe. I walked through sort of this same kind of morning, but I don't remember how long ago that was. Once they get rid of the mask requirements, which maybe they will, as our numbers continue to fall. Long-time viewers will know I'm not convinced of the efficacy of masks anyway, so they could do it any time as far as I'm concerned, but they don't ask me. It'll make it easier to do things like that. So I'm just parked around the corner here. How long did I end up walking? 54 minutes, pretty much perfect. Good to know. I guess I'll stop right where I started up here. With this orange wall on my right, looking towards downtown. All right, there we go. Thanks for walking with me, and I'll be back tomorrow. Bye for now.